what she claimed to be, it was a completely unsubstantiated claim that had never been put to me in the trial, that I was somehow involved in mis- and disinformation, and that my memory is not clear. Did she say conspiracy theorist? It was as good as somebody involved in anti-vaccine. That was no part of the trial at all. None of that was put to me or to anybody in evidence. It was a completely irrelevant statement from a judge who is meant to be of the highest impartiality, the greatest integrity in our society, completely down the middle, showing a severe bias. And I think that that is something that all New Zealanders should be really worried about. If that gives New Zealanders a sense that our courts are no longer holding up impartiality, then it's a very small step to looking at the claims of lawfare, which we have seen overseas. And what is lawfare? Lawfare is when the law is used to attack somebody perceived as a political opponent of the reigning government. And I mean reigning, as in tyrants.
Do you intend to appeal?
I'm thinking about it. I have 20 days to think about it, but I was really concerned about that.
Judge Forrest said you didn't express any remorse. Is that correct? Do you have any remorse for what happened?
The whole crux of the case, I found that statement really odd as well. The crux of the case was that I was saying I did not assault somebody. Now, I will just elaborate on that. Her whole last judgment had a very severe bias about how apparently rude or aggressive I was. I was talking like this. I'm trained as a lawyer. I was calm but very firm.
You did mention Nazi
I'll just finish this. I'll just finish this. I was very calm but firm, but saying, what have we done? And at no stage was I told by her or by Anna Koraleski, I think her name is, or Constable Postlethwaite, at no stage was I told what we had done, what law we had transgressed, what law we were breaking. Now, a police officer, as I was saying to you, must de-escalate, and within 3 seconds I was on the ground. So as far as all of those claims that she made, again, there was that subjective element to it that you saw come through when she said misinformation, disinformation.
Just getting back to Anna, she said that she had an arm injury and the level of pain that you inflicted was a 5 out of 10. Do you have any regrets about that?
I have regret that a lie like that was allowed to stand. If you look at the slow-mo version, and I can send it to you, I can send you when we slow-moed it right down, somebody with 5 out of 10, and remember I had 10 out of 10 from what the police officer said.
This woman was just doing a job.
Can I just finish?
She says you're the worst person she dealt with in 20 years.
Well, people can say things. You guys say things all the
what's
time.
Her motivation? What's her motivation then for lying? If she's lying about all this, to go through this process, to go onto the stand, to be exposed in the media, to be named. What is her motivation for lying? Why would she say this? She says that you inflicted a pain on her. Why would she lie about that?
Do you think sometimes people make lies and then they double down on the lie? Have you ever known politicians do that?
But you're saying this woman's lying. What's her motivation? There's nothing in it for her financially. There's all the personal costs.
I'll just deal with your question. If it was a 5 out of 10 pain, she would have flinched away from me. She looked down. It was like this. Get away. Get away. There was no pain registered in her face. When she said that in the court, the whole court erupted because it's clear from the footage. You're trained as a journalist to look at the footage. They were simply looking at the footage. It was not a 5 out of 10 injury. And that's really concerning. Now, it was also concerning there was the third officer, Constable Martin, who came up to us outside and quietly said to me when we were waiting, I can make this go away, Liz, if you will just admit you've done something wrong. And I said to Constable Martin that night, you know that we haven't done anything wrong. You know that. And let the cards fall where they lay. But what that was presupposed on was we live in a country with a real system of justice, not with a biased system where lawfare is used to silence the critics of the prevailing government. I can't say more than that.
Are we talking to Liz Gunn, the former leader of the New Zealand Loyal Party?
You're just talking to Liz Gunn, who's just been in court.